Taking a look at Nokia Stock, there's a double downward trend resistance line that I've shown in the past, dating back since 2000, 2001. You can see first line right here, first resistance line was more prevalent as well, where every time it went up, got knocked down, went up, got knocked down. Yes, there was false breakouts, but even as of recent, as of August 2020, it went up and got knocked down. Now it broke through it, that was awesome stuff, and it bounced off the moving average as support, which was even better. Now it passed the second downward trend resistance line, which is great stuff. The only thing is though, you got to be careful because I think it's approaching the near top in a way, or at least it'll approach the top and stagnate and then continue the run up. That has to be assessed a little bit later on if that's the case. But the reason why I'm stating this is because, for example, first thing, if you look at the RSI chart right here, this indicates if it's overly bought or overly sold. And right now at the moment, it is in the overly bought territory, but that doesn't mean the run up or additional upside is not going to happen. You can see right here where it passed it even more further to the upside and multiple times in the past as well. But just to visually show what I mean, so right here ran up to the upside, it went up right here and stagnated. That was the reason why I'm stating that it could stagnate as well. It doesn't necessarily have to go to the downside. Can later on though, but that obviously approach extremely sold territory. But then right about here where it went up to extremely bought territory, and then it spiked up and then went down dramatically. There was no stagnation. So could see the same thing right here, went up to the upside, but no stagnation, it dropped. So relatively speaking, so same could happen in terms of it could stagnate or drop. And the price points that you have to be worried about is first around the 650 to 60 price point. Now I think that price point could be passed, to be honest, just because it's not it is an extremely bought territory, but it's not an extreme case, if that makes sense. What I mean by that is right about here. So this is an extreme case, this is an extreme case. I would say this is probably the overly bought territory, not extreme case, so I misspoke. But if you see right here, amateur line I just drew, but it got knocked down as resistance, yes, false breakout, but then bounced off support right here, knocked down as resistance, it tried to go up, it's going to be difficult to see, but either way, right here, it got knocked down a bunch of times at 650 to 660 range. After that, I think it will pass that, but that's just my opinion. Quick disclaimer before I continue though, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a professional. Everything I do share with you is just my opinion, it is not advice, so please do your own due diligence and research before buying and selling. Now the level I'm concerned about, if it were to go up to that level, I think it's probably going to get knocked down at this price point. So roughly around the $820 to $830 price point, you can see it came down, bounced off support, came down, bounced off support again, but it got knocked down multiple times as resistance. Yes, there's a false breakout right there, but nonetheless, it was after the fact, it was still getting knocked down by that price point. So I think that's going to be causing an issue. So just to visually show what I mean, let's just say it hits 650, 660, probably consolidates a little bit and then goes up to the 820, 830. In my opinion, it's most likely going to get knocked down and then maybe bounce off support, but I just don't see it happening. It's probably going to come to the downside. I'm going to explain further why, as opposed to why I think that could happen. There is another scenario though, but that would just replicate these two spikes like right here and then come back down underneath the downward trend resistance line. Now, the reason why I think it could stagnate, so essentially we consolidate and go up to 820, 830, it could consolidate and then continue to run up to the upside. That's the thing. So because from the progress I've been seeing, they could be doing a good job where it no longer needs to continue to this downward trajectory overall. Now, the only concern I have is if you look at the, what it's going to say, 1 year chart, it's showing a potential dip, but that's not a big deal too much. Now, if you're looking for an entry position, this is going to be a little bit of the extreme case. I apologize. I should have looked for the final details for a price point that's closer than where we're at right now. But if you're looking for the extreme case, if it were to drop dramatically, you're looking at the low $5 price point. So the 516, 519, $5.12, $5.06, give or take. Came down, bounced off support, came down, bounced off support again, right here as well, and right about here. Now acted as resistance a couple times. Yes, false breakout, but either way, low $5 is a good entry position. And the thing is though, the run up, the way it has been going, I think it's been pretty well because we had this upward trend support line that carried us through past the downward trend resistance line right here. Plus we bounced off the moving average here, and then plus the company is doing pretty good developments, it looks like, in terms of 5G. So I think there is a good chance if it doesn't get knocked down by 820, 830. Obviously, if it doesn't, it would most likely get stagnate and then run up continuously. So we'll see. Hopefully, hoping for the best. And so that's basically it for the video. Thanks again for watching. Appreciate it. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. I'll try to answer as soon as possible. If you like the video, consider dropping a like. It does help out the channel, so thank you so much for that. And if you like videos like this or other stock videos or other financial videos, consider subscribing so you'll be notified when I do upload those videos. And that's it. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next video. Peace.